The Stoic definition of true strength. Inner strength is rare. Not because it is impossible to develop, but because most people search for it in the wrong place. They look for strength in control over others, in recognition, in money, in status, in external security. The Stoics understood a deeper truth. Real strength is internal. It is the ability to remain steady when life becomes unstable, calm when circumstances are chaotic, focused when emotions attempt to take control. A strong mind does not depend on favorable conditions. It functions regardless of them. This is the foundation of Stoicism. Stoicism was never meant to make life easy. It was designed to make you resilient. The Stoic does not ask for less difficulty. He asks for more discipline. Because discipline creates freedom. When you cannot control your emotions control you. When you cannot control your impulses dictate your future. And when you allow external events to determine your inner state, you surrender your power. The Stoics rejected this surrender. They taught that life will always contain discomfort, loss, uncertainty, and challenge. But suffering is optional. Suffering is created when resistance meets reality. Inner strength begins when resistance ends. This does not mean passivity. It means alignment. You stop arguing with facts. You stop demanding that reality behave according to your preferences. You stop wasting energy on resentment. Instead, you redirect your effort inward. You focus on what is always available to you. Your judgment. Your actions. Your values. This shift is subtle, but powerful. Most people feel weak because they depend on outcomes. They feel confident only when things go well. They feel calm only when nothing threatens them. The Stoic builds strength differently. He prepares his mind for adversity before it arrives. He understands that success is not the absence of problems, but the presence of self-command. Marcus Aurelius wrote that you have power over your mind, not outside events. When this becomes clear, peace becomes possible. Not comfort peace. Peace does not mean lack of ambition, it means clarity without emotional turbulence. A Stoic can pursue success intensely, without becoming attached to results. This is critical. Attachment creates fear, fear creates hesitation, hesitation weakens action. The Stoic acts fully, but remains emotionally independent from outcomes. This is what makes him dangerous in the best sense of the word. He cannot be manipulated by praise, he cannot be destroyed by criticism, he cannot be destabilized by loss. Because his identity is not built on externals, inner strength means you do not need the world to validate you. You validate yourself through discipline. Every time you act according to your principles, especially when it is difficult, your inner strength grows. Every time you choose restraint over impulse, clarity over reaction, responsibility over excuse, you reinforce control over yourself. This is the Stoic path. It is not dramatic, it is not loud, it is not emotional, it is quiet, consistent, relentless. And over time, it creates a person who cannot be shaken. Success, from a Stoic perspective, is not fragile, it does not depend on mood, it does not collapse under pressure. It is built on character. Character outlasts circumstances. This is why Stoicism remains relevant today. Modern life is filled with stimulation, comparison, outrage, and distraction. Weak minds are constantly pulled in every direction. The Stoic mind remains centered. Not because it avoids reality, but because it understands it. As you continue listening, begin to notice your own reactions. Where do you lose control? Where do emotions override reason? Where does external pressure influence your inner state? Awareness is the first step toward mastery, and mastery is the true definition of success. If this perspective already challenges the way you think, pause for a moment and let it settle. And if this content helps you sharpen your mindset, consider supporting the channel by subscribing, more long-form Stoic audiobooks are coming. The Stoic Foundation of Calm Under Pressure. There is a silent battle happening inside your mind every single day. A battle between what you can control and what you cannot. Most people lose this battle not because life is hard, but because they waste their energy on the wrong side. The Stoics understood something that modern society has forgotten. Peace does not come from controlling the world. Peace comes from controlling your response to the world. You do not suffer because events are difficult. You suffer because you believe you must control outcomes that were never yours. Pause for a moment. Right now. Think about something that causes you anxiety. Is it truly under your control? Or is it only under your influence, or not even that? The Stoics divided life into two categories. What depends on you? And what does not? Your thoughts. Your judgments. Your actions. Your effort. These belong to you. The opinions of others. The past. The future. External events. Luck. Timing. These do not. The moment you confuse these two categories, anxiety is born. Anxiety is not a sign of intelligence. It is a sign of misplaced attention. You are trying to command what was never meant to obey you. The Stoic path is simple, but not easy. Release concern for what you cannot command. And take radical responsibility for what you can. This single mental shift changes everything. Because when you stop worrying about outcomes, you gain absolute power over effort. And effort is where real success is forged. Pressure does not destroy calm minds. Resistance does. A Stoic does not demand life to be easier. He demands himself to be stronger. He does not say, "Why is this happening to me?" He asks, "How should I respond to this?" That question alone turns chaos into clarity. Anxiety thrives in imagined futures. Calm lives in disciplined presence. Right now. Nothing is required from you except this moment. Breathe. You are alive. You are capable. You are in control of your next action. And that is enough. If this perspective is resonating with you, take a moment to support this journey. A simple like helps this message reach others who are searching for calm in a noisy world. Now, let us go deeper. The Stoics trained their minds the same way warriors train their bodies. Not by avoiding pressure, but by preparing for it. They practiced negative visualization. Not to become pessimistic, but to become unshakable. They imagined loss, failure, rejection, discomfort. And in doing so, they removed fear's power. Because when you have already faced something in your mind, it loses its ability to control you. You are not calm because life is gentle. You are calm because your mind is prepared. This is the foundation of calm under pressure. Not hope. Not optimism. But readiness. You do not need certainty to be calm. You need self-trust. Trust that whatever happens, you will respond with discipline, dignity, and clarity. That trust is built daily. Through small acts of control. Waking up when you say you will. Doing the work even when motivation fades. Choosing restraint over impulse. Each act strengthens the mind. Each act tells your nervous system, "I am in control." And when pressure arrives, your mind does not panic. It executes. Calm is not passive. It is controlled power. The world rewards those who remain steady when others collapse under emotion. This is why Stoicism and success are inseparable. Because wealth, leadership, and influence are built by those who can think clearly under stress. As we continue, remember this. You do not eliminate anxiety by fighting it. You eliminate it by outgrowing it. and you outgrow it. By mastering the only thing that truly belongs to you. Your mind. If this message is helping you build that mastery, subscribe to this channel. This is not motivation for a moment, this is mental architecture for life. In the next part, we will enter the discipline that transforms calm into strength. Not comfort. Not ease. But inner power that cannot be shaken. Stay focused. Stay disciplined. And continue walking the Stoic path. How Stoic habits forge an unbreakable mind. Discipline is not punishment, discipline is freedom. Most people believe discipline limits them, the Stoics understood the opposite. Without discipline, the mind becomes a slave. A slave to impulses. A slave to emotions. A slave to circumstances. But discipline builds sovereignty. A Stoic does not wait for motivation, he acts according to principle. Motivation is unstable. Discipline is reliable. The disciplined mind does not ask, "How do I feel today?" It asks, "What must be done?" This is where real power begins. Every morning, before the world demands anything from you, you have a choice. To train your mind, or to let it decay. Small, consistent actions shape identity. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your habits. The Stoics structured their lives intentionally. Simple routines. Predictable rhythms. Clear standards. Not because life must be rigid. But because discipline reduces mental noise, when decisions are minimized. Clarity is maximized. Wake up at a consistent time, move your body, even briefly. Expose yourself to discomfort voluntarily. Cold. Silence. Stillness. These are not punishments, they are training. Voluntary discomfort teaches the mind a crucial lesson: I can endure. Once the mind learns this, fear loses its grip. A Stoic does not avoid hardship. He selects it, in controlled doses. This builds resilience, and resilience builds confidence. Not loud confidence. Not arrogant confidence. Quiet certainty, the kind that does not need validation. This is why disciplined people are calm, they trust themselves. They have proven, repeatedly, that they can act without excuses. That trust compounds. If this discipline-based philosophy resonates with you, support this channel with a like. You are not alone on this path. Now consider this. Discipline is not about doing more, it is about removing what weakens you. Excess stimulation. Excess consumption. Excess opinion. A Stoic protects his attention, because attention is life. What you give your attention to, you give your energy to. And energy misused becomes exhaustion. The disciplined mind chooses focus over noise. One task. One action. One moment. Presence is discipline, the future is shaped by what you repeatedly do today. No dramatic transformation is required, only consistency. The Stoics did not seek comfort, they sought alignment. Alignment between values and actions. When your actions reflect your values, inner conflict disappears. And when inner conflict disappears, power emerges. You stop negotiating with weakness, you stop explaining yourself, you act. This is the mindset behind leaders, builders, and achievers. Not intensity, but precision. Not emotion, but control. As we move forward, remember this: discipline is not something you force. It is something you become, built quietly, daily, without applause. If you want to continue strengthening this mindset, subscribe to the channel. What we are building here is not temporary motivation. It is permanent structure. In the next part, we will confront pain, discomfort, and adversity. Not as enemies, but as tools. Tools that forge inner strength and unshakable success. Remain steady. Remain disciplined. And continue walking the Stoic path. How pain becomes strength in the Stoic mind. Pain is unavoidable, suffering is optional. This distinction lies at the heart of Stoic philosophy. Most people spend their lives running from discomfort. The Stoic does the opposite, he turns toward it. Not because pain is pleasant, but because resistance is costly. What you resist controls you, what you face transforms you. Adversity is not a mistake, it is training. Every challenge is a lesson disguised as resistance. The Stoics believe that life does not weaken us. Our interpretation does. Events are neutral, judgment creates suffering. When something difficult happens, the Stoic pauses. He asks a simple question: what part of this is within my control? Not the outcome, not other people, not the past. Only his response. This single shift restores power. Pain becomes information, discomfort becomes instruction. Hardship reveals character, pressure exposes what is real. You do not discover strength in comfort, you discover it in strain. This is why the Stoics welcomed obstacles, because obstacles sharpen the mind. Muscles grow by resistance, so does character. Avoiding pain keeps you fragile, facing pain makes you formidable. But this does not mean becoming cold or detached from life. It means becoming grounded. Stable, unshaken. The Stoic feels emotion, but does not drown in it. He acknowledges pain without surrendering to it. He observes suffering without identifying with it. I am experiencing pain, not, I am broken. This distance is freedom. If this way of thinking is helping you reframe difficulty, take a moment to support this channel with a like. You are strengthening more than a mindset, now understand this. Adversity is temporary, the lesson is permanent. Most people waste pain. They complain. They resent. They collapse. The Stoic extracts value. He asks, what is this teaching me about myself? Patience, humility, endurance, clarity. Each hardship removes illusion, and illusion is weakness. Loss teaches detachment, failure teaches precision, delay teaches patience. Nothing is wasted, even setbacks are progress when processed correctly. The Stoic trains for adversity before it arrives. Through reflection, through voluntary hardship, through mental rehearsal. When difficulty appears, he is not surprised. He is prepared. This preparation creates calm under pressure. Others panic, he responds. Others complain, he adapts. Others break, he grows. This is not luck. It is discipline applied to suffering. Remember, the fire that burns the weak forges the strong. Your struggles are not proof of failure. They are evidence of formation. As we continue, we will explore how Stoicism builds unshakable confidence. Not arrogance, not ego. But inner certainty that does not depend on circumstances. If you want to keep developing this strength, subscribe to the channel. This is a long path, but it leads somewhere real. In the next part, we will master emotional control. Not by suppression, but by understanding. Remain steady, remain resilient. And continue forward. How Stoics stay calm in chaos. Most people believe their emotions control them. The Stoic knows the opposite is true. Emotions arise, but they do not rule. They are signals, not commands. Anger, fear, anxiety, frustration, these are not enemies. They are messages. The problem is not feeling emotion. The problem is obeying it without question. The Stoic pauses. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies power. While others react instantly, the Stoic observes. He names the emotion. This is anger. This is fear. This is impatience. Naming creates distance, distance creates control. You cannot master what you refuse to acknowledge. The Stoics taught that emotions are born from judgments, not from events. Someone insults you, that is an event. Feeling offended is a judgment. You decided, often unconsciously, that the insult has power. The Stoic questions this assumption. Is this truly harmful? Does this affect my character? Is my reaction within my control? Most of the time, the answer is no, and in that realization, emotion loses its grip. This is not emotional suppression, it is emotional intelligence. The Stoic does not deny feelings, he investigates them. Fear often points to attachment. Anger points to violated expectations. Anxiety points to imagined futures. Once exposed, their power weakens. Calm is not the absence of emotion, calm is clarity, clarity allows choice. When pressure rises, the Stoic slows down. Breath deepens, posture straightens, mind clears. Chaos exists outside, order is maintained within. This is why Stoics appear unshaken. Not because they feel less, but because they understand more. If you are finding value in this perspective, support the channel with a like, you are training your mind as you listen. Another core Stoic practice is negative visualization, not pessimism, preparation. The Stoic imagines loss, so it loses its power. He imagines failure, so fear dissolves. By facing worst-case scenarios mentally, reality becomes easier to bear. This builds emotional resilience, nothing surprises him, nothing overwhelms him. Because he has already met it in thought, the Stoic also practices voluntary restraint. Less comfort. Less indulgence. Less dependency. Not as punishment, but as freedom. When you need less, you fear less. When you fear less, you are harder to control. This is emotional independence, and it is rare. Modern life trains emotional fragility. Stoicism trains emotional strength, one reacts, the other responds. One collapses under pressure, the other sharpens. Remember this. You cannot control what you feel first, but you can control what you do next. That is mastery. As we move forward, we will explore how Stoicism creates confidence that cannot be shaken by success or failure. Confidence rooted in character, not approval. If you want to continue this journey, subscribe to the channel. What we are building here is not motivation. It is inner command. In the next part, we will discuss purpose and discipline. The structure that holds everything together. Remain calm. Remain alert. Remain in control. A calm mind. A strong character. A free life. Stoicism is not a phase, it is not a trend, it is not a temporary source of motivation, it is a way of living. A way of seeing the world clearly, without illusion. Without fear, without unnecessary suffering. The Stoic does not seek an easy life, he seeks a strong mind. Because with a strong mind, any life can be faced. You will encounter pressure, you will encounter loss, you will encounter uncertainty. This is guaranteed, what is not guaranteed is how you will respond. That is your responsibility. Every day, you are presented with a choice. To react, or to respond. To complain, or to act. To be controlled by emotion, or guided by reason. Stoicism gives you the tools. Not to escape reality, but to stand firmly within it. Calm under pressure, discipline in action, clarity in chaos. These are not gifts, they are skills, and skills are built through repetition. Through awareness. Through restraint. Through courage. You will not be perfect, the Stoics never demanded perfection. They demanded effort. Progress, not purity. Each day you practice control over your thoughts, you reclaim power. Each time you accept what is beyond you, you gain peace. Each time you act with virtue, you build unshakable confidence. This is success, not as the world defines it, but as life demands it. A calm mind, a disciplined will, a strong character. This is the Stoic path. If this message resonated with you, let this be the beginning, not the end. Support the channel by subscribing. Not for motivation, but for mastery. Walk your path with strength. Meet adversity with calm. Command yourself, and you will need to command nothing else.